We discussed different forms also. U is equal to q square by 2c, u is equal to half cv square, u is equal to half qv. And one more important point, remember there, whatever the work will be done, that work will be stored in the form of an energy between the two plates of a capacitor. That is important. Not on the plate, between the two plates of a capacitor. Okay. Now, here, put a heading, recombination of capacitors. Recombination of capacitors. Now I am considering an uncharged capacitor of capacitance C1. Now I want to charge it. In order to charge that capacitor, I am connecting a source of potential difference V1. Then there will be a transfer of the charge. There will be a charge flows. That charge is Q1. After some time, this capacitor is completely charged. Then the configuration of the capacitor now, once it becomes a completely charged, now I will remove the source. Now this is the capacitor having a capacitance C1 and potential V1. What is the charge in this case? Q1 is equal to C1 V1. Similarly, I am taking one more capacitor. It is also uncharged only, whose capacitance is C2, and it is connected to a source of potential V2. Then also there will be a flow of a charge. Here Q2 is equal to C2 V2. Once this capacitor becomes completely charged, I will disconnect the capacitor now. So if I disconnect the capacitor, the capacitance of this is C2, the potential of this is V2. Because what we discussed is there will be a transfer of the charge until the potential of a capacitor and the potential of the source is same. Once it becomes a completely charged, the potential of this capacitor will also becomes V2. Now these are the two charged capacitors now. This is the positive plate and a negative plate, positive plate and a negative plate. Now what I am doing is, I am connecting these two capacitors now without the help of any source. The positive of the first capacitor is connected to the positive of the other capacitor. The negative plate of one capacitor is connected to the negative plate of the other capacitor. Then obviously there will be a transfer of the charge will takes place. There will be a transfer of the charges takes place either from this capacitor to this capacitor or this capacitor to this capacitor based on the potentials. Now, then what will happen? The transfer of the charge will takes place until both will acquire the same potential. Because as we know, the transfer of the charge will take place if and only if there is a potential difference. So here there is a potential difference because one is V1, other one is V2. There is a potential difference. Because of the potential difference, the transfer of the charge will take place. The transfer of the charge will take place until both will acquire the common potential. So if I go with before connection, before connection, the charge of the first capacitor is C1V1. The charge of the second capacitor is C2V2. Then what is the total charge of the system now? Total charge of the system is equal to Q1 plus Q2, which is equal to C1V1 plus C2V2. Before connecting these two, the charge of this capacitor is this much. The charge of this capacitor is this much. Then what is the total charge of those two capacitors? Is C1V1 plus C2V2. Then after connection, what is the new charge of the first capacitor? Q1 dash. What is the Q1 dash value? C1V. What is the new charge on the second capacitor? Q2 dash. Q2 dash is equal to C2V. After connecting, the total charge Q dash is equal to C1V plus C2V. But here, after connection, listen once. After connection, we are not adding any charges from outside. We are not taking any charges from the system. Whatever the total charge is there, this total charge is redistributing like this, because we are not adding any charges from outside. Whatever the total charge is there in a system before connection, the same charge is redistributing like this. So I can write now, total charge before connection is equal to total charge after connection. Now from there, C1V1 plus C2V2 is equal to C1V plus C2V. Then V is equal to common potential formula. V is equal to C1V1 plus C2V2 by C1 plus C2. V is equal to C1V1 plus C2V2 by C1 plus C2. This is very important formula to find the common potential when the two charged capacitors are connected together. That too in such a way that positive is connected to positive and negative is connected to negative. So this is the formula to find out the common potential whenever two charged capacitors are connected in parallel together. Among those two, if for example, if the first capacitor is uncharged now, since it is an uncharged, that is nothing but it is not connecting to the source. If it is not connecting to the source, the potential here easily becomes zero. Whenever you observe uncharged capacitor, that is nothing but we have to consider its potential as zero. So in this formula, now I will take V1 as zero if the first capacitor is an uncharged capacitor. Okay. So this is very important formula to find out the common potential when two charged capacitors are connected parallel in such a way that positive is connected to positive and negative is connected to negative. For example, if positive is connected to negative and negative is connected to positive, note Note, C1 V1, C2 V2, these two are connected like this. Now the formula to find out how we connected: positive is connected to negative and negative is connected to positive. Then the formula to find out a common potential V is equal to C1 V1 minus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2. So if you want to give this condition, particularly he will mention positive plate of one capacitor is connected to negative of the other, like that he will mention. If he didn't mention anything, if he didn't specify anything, as a default, we have to consider positive is connected to positive and negative is connected to negative. So by seeing this formula, I hope you are remembering one more formula that we studied in our childhood days, that is PUC first year. What is that? Particularly in case of a collisions. There are three types of collisions in that perfectly inelastic collision. What is perfectly inelastic collision? After collision, both the bodies stick together and move with the common velocity. There we got the formula to find out the common velocity is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 by m1 plus m2. Did you remember? The formula to find out the common velocity in perfectly inelastic collision: m1 v1 plus m2 v2 by m1 plus m2. So like this here, the similar formula: c1 v1 plus c2 v2 by c1 plus c2. Okay. Next heading: loss of energy. Loss of energy. Before connection, before connection, the energy of the first capacitor. Before connection, the energy of the first capacitor, U1 is equal to half C1 V1 square, of CV square formula. The energy stored in a first capacitor before connection. After connection, sorry, energy stored in the second capacitor before connection, half C2 V2 square. Then what is the total energy before connection? Is equal to U1 plus U2, which is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square. So this is the total energy before connection. Now after connection, what we discussed: after connection, the potentials of those two capacitors will be same, which is equal to V. Then what is the energy stored in the first capacitor now after connection? Half C1, here the potential is V square. Energy stored in the second capacitor, U2 dash, half C2 V square. Then what is the total energy? U dash after connection, which is equal to half C1 V square plus half C2 V square. Then loss of energy. How much energy loses? Loss of energy. loss of energy, delta U is equal to initial energy minus final energy. U minus U dash will give the loss of energy. So which is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus half C1 V square plus half C2 V square. Loss of energy, half C1 V1 square minus half C2 V2 square minus half C1 V square plus half C2 V square. Half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus half, this is initial total energy before connection and total energy after connection. That difference will give the loss of energy. Now which is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus half into C1 plus C2 into V square. Which is equal to half C1 V1 square plus half C2 V2 square minus half C1 plus C2 into V. V is the common velocity, common potential. What is the common potential? C1 V1 plus C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. Already we derived this formula for the common potential. Like that, if you simplify, same type of derivation we did in case of collision also. That is while finding the loss of kinetic energy there in case of perfectly inelastic collision. The same formula will occur here also. If you further simplify, then the formula to find out the loss of energy is equal to half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into V1 minus V2 whole square. Delta U is equal to half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into V1 minus V2 whole square. If you further simplify, the derivation is not necessary. And the same formula we got while finding the loss of kinetic energy in perfectly inelastic collision. What is that formula? Half M1 M2 by M1 plus M2 into V1 minus V2 whole square. Only formula is important. Note. Two charged capacitors are connected. Two charged capacitors are connected in parallel. Two charged capacitors are connected in parallel. Such a way that positive of one plate, positive of one plate is connected to the negative of the other, is connected to the negative of the other. Andre the diagram will be like this ma. Two charged capacitors are connected in such a way that positive of one is connected to the negative of the other. That is, alternate plates are connected together. Then the formula to find out the loss of energy, delta U is equal to half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2, half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into V1 plus V2 whole square. Here plus we have to take V1 plus V2 whole square. Next point. An uncharged capacitor is connected to similar charged capacitor of potential V, is connected to similar charged capacitor of potential V. And what is given is given one uncharged capacitor, that is nothing but first capacitor, if capacitance is C, whose potential is 0 because it is uncharged. It is connected to similar is nothing but the capacitance is same, similar capacitor of potential V. This is the condition is given. C1 is equal to C, V1 is equal to 0, C2 is equal to C, V2 is equal to V. Then what is the loss of energy and everything? Before connection, what is the energy stored in the first capacitor? Half C1 V1 square, where V1 is equal to 0. So the energy stored will be 0. Then before connection, what is the energy stored in the second capacitor? Half C2 V2 square, where C2 is equal to C, V2 is equal to V of CV square. Then what is the total energy stored now? U1 plus U2, which is equal to half CV square. Then after connection, of C1 V square, half C2 V square. But we don't know the value of V. What is V? V is the common potential. Then what is the formula to find out V? C1 V1 plus C2 V2 divided by C1 plus C2. where C1 is equal to C, V1 is equal to 0. C2 is equal to C, V2 is equal to V by C plus C. So the common potential is equal to V by 2. So don't get confused between these two. Otherwise, you take it as common potential as a V dash to avoid a confusion. Now what is the total energy now? U dash is equal to U1 dash plus U2 dash, total energy after connection. U1 dash is equal to half, C1 is equal to C, V dash is equal to V by 2 whole square plus half, C2 is equal to C, V dash is equal to V by 2 whole square, which is equal to half C V square by 4 plus V square by 4, which is equal to 2 V square by 4. V square by 4 plus V square by 4, 2 V square by 4, which is equal to half into half CV square. That is the total energy after connection. Then what is the loss of energy? Then what is the loss of energy? Delta U is equal to loss. Loss is nothing but initial minus final. That is total energy before connection minus total energy after connection, where U is equal to half CV square, U dash is equal to half into half CV square. So which is equal to half into half CV square. 1 minus half, half. That is nothing but if one uncharged capacitor is connected to other similar charged capacitor, 50% of the initial energy will be lost. 50% of the energy will be lost. The same problem, without taking all these steps, if you are able to remember that formula, directly we can get that. Which formula? Formula for the loss of energy. What is that formula? What is that formula? Delta U is equal to half C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 into V1 minus V2 whole square, if you are able to remember, which is very similar to loss of energy in case of perfectly inelastic collision also. So easy to remember now. Half C1 is equal to C, C2 is equal to C, C plus C, V1 is equal to 0, V2 is equal to V. Then we are going to have half C square by 2C, half C V square. Directly we'll get this formula. That is the method what we need to adopt in case of PUC examination. This is for objective. Directly we can make use of this beautiful formula. Now with this we can conclude this chapter, this topic, not only topic, the second chapter. And before going to that, I would like to discuss a few points also, which is very important for objective point of view. Okay, put a heading. Effect of dielectric. Effect of dielectric. Effect of dielectric. In that A. In that A. A dielectric slab of dielectric constant K, a dielectric slab of dielectric constant K is introduced completely between the two plates of a capacitor, without disconnecting the battery. What he's telling is, already he considered one capacitor. This capacitor is connected to a source. Initially. Then this capacitor having a capacitance C, the charge is Q, the potential is V, electric field between the two plates is E, and the energy stored is U. Generally, what are the formulas we'll use? C is equal to Q by V, we can make use of. Okay. E andre electric field between the plates. E is equal to V by D, if D is the distance between the two plates. What is the formula for energy stored? Half CV square. This is common. This is okay. Now what he is doing is, he is introducing a dielectric completely between the two plates of a capacitor. He is introducing a dielectric completely of dielectric constant K without disconnecting the battery. Then he is asking what will be the new capacitance, what will be the new potential difference, what will be the new charge, what will be the new electric field, what will be the new energy stored. How it varies? Will it increases or decreases? Capacitance increases or decreases? Like that is asking. So we are inserting a dielectric between the two plates completely without disconnecting the battery. So in this case, since the battery is still in connection, the potential difference remains constant. That is the basic point we need to remember. Since the battery remains in connection, potential difference remains constant. V dash is equal to V. Okay, note down. Potential difference remains constant. Potential difference remains constant. when the battery is in connection. If you disconnect the battery, that is another scenario. So potential difference remains constant. Next, what happens to the capacitance? So what is the formula to find out capacitance? We can write C is equal to epsilon naught A by D, the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Here what will be the new capacitance? C dash is equal to, introduce a dielectric completely, K epsilon naught A by D, which is equal to Kc. Then what happens to the capacitance of a capacitor after inserting a dielectric? What happens to the capacitance of a capacitor after inserting a dielectric? Capacitance increases. Next slide. Its capacitance increases to K times. Its capacitance increases to K times. Next, what happens to the charge? Q dash is equal to C dash by V dash. Q dash is equal to C dash by V dash, where C dash is equal to Kc, V dash is equal to V. Then Q dash is equal to KQ. C by V is equal to Q. Q dash is equal to KQ. Next line. The charge increases to K times. Without disconnecting the battery, if you insert a dielectric, the charge increases to K times. Next one. Electric field between the plates. Electric field between the plates. E dash is equal to V dash by D dash. As we know, if the battery is still in connection, the potential difference remains constant. D dash is the distance between the two plates. We are not altering the distance between the two plates. So D dash is also equal to D. Then which is equal to E. So the electric field between the two plates remains constant, will not change. Electric field between the two plates will not change. Next, energy stored. Energy stored. What is the formula energy stored? U is equal to half CV square. Here energy stored U dash is equal to half C dash V dash square. U dash is equal to half C dash V dash square. Which is equal to C dash is equal to Kc. Still the battery's connection potential difference remains constant, which is equal to K into half CV square. So the new energy stored is equal to Ku. New energy stored is equal to Ku. That is, the energy stored increased to K times. The energy stored increased to K times. So if you introduce a dielectric between the two plates of a capacitor completely without disconnecting the battery, potential difference remains constant, capacitance increases to K times, the charge increases to K times, electric field between the two plates remains constant, energy stored increased to K times. Like that relation. Next B. Next B. If a dielectric is introduced, after disconnecting the battery, a dielectric is introduced after disconnecting the battery. Now what he is doing is, he is disconnecting the battery, then he introduced a dielectric. Before, without disconnecting, he introduced a dielectric. After disconnecting, he introduced a dielectric. For example, until disconnect, the charge is Q. For example, once we disconnect, will it any further charge will flow? No. Whatever the charge already flows, the charge remains. That's all. There will be no new other charge will flow. For example, I am taking a food from the bowl. Suddenly you take off that bowl away from me. Is it possible for me to take other food? No. Whatever the food I have, with the same thing I can withstand. In the same manner, once we connect a battery, the charge Q. If you disconnecting, there is no further charge will flow. Already whatever the charge flows, the charge will withstand. So, if the battery is disconnected, which parameter remains constant? The charge remains constant. Once the battery is disconnected, the charge remains constant. First point, charge remains constant. That is Q dash is equal to Q. What happens to the capacitance? What happens to the capacitance? C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. C dash is equal to K epsilon naught A by D, which is equal to Kc. So capacitance increases to K times. Capacitance increases to K times. Capacitance increases to K times. Now what happens to the potential? V dash is equal to Q dash by C dash, where Q dash is equal to Q, C dash is equal to Kc, which is equal to V by K. So V dash is equal to V by K. V dash is equal to V by K. That is, the potential decreases to K times. Potential decreases to K times. Next, electric field between the plates. Next, electric field between the plates. E dash is equal to V dash by D dash. As we know, the potential decreases to K times. V dash is equal to V by K, which is equal to E by K. Therefore, E dash is equal to E by K. So, what happens to the electric field between the plates? Decreases to K times. Decreases to K times. Next, energy stored. Which formula I need to consider here is, since the charge remains constant, I will go with energy stored formula Q square by 2C. Any formula you can take. If you take this, it will be easy. Ashte. Since Q is constant, U is inversely proportional to C. Since the capacitance increases to K times, obviously the energy stored is decreases to K times. Then what will be the new energy stored? U dash is equal to U by K. The energy stored decreases to K times. Next heading. Effect of dielectric. Effect of dielectric, sorry. Effect of distance between the plates. Next heading. Effect of distance between the plates. In that A, if you increase the distance between the two plates, if you increase the distance between the two plates without disconnecting the battery, if you increase the distance between the two plates without disconnecting the battery, here new D dash, new distance is greater than the previous distance. Then what are the points here? Since the battery is still in connection, which parameter remains constant? Potential remains constant. So V dash is equal to V. Potential does not change. Potential does not change. Next, what happens to the capacitance? C dash is equal to epsilon naught A by D dash. Since D dash is greater than D, C dash will be lesser than C. C dash is less than C since D dash is greater than D. C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. D dash. So capacitance ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇವಾಗ? Capacitance decreases. What happens to the charge? Q dash is equal to C dash V dash. Since V dash is V, so as capacitance decreases, the charge will also decreases. Q dash is lesser than Q. The charge stored will decreases. What happens to the electric field between the plates? E dash is equal to V dash by D dash. V dash is equal to V by D dash. Since D dash is greater than D, inversely proportional ra, E dash will be lesser than E. Since D dash is greater than D. That is, electric field between the two plates decreases. That is, electric field between the two plates decreases. What is the energy stored? What formula you can write? U is equal to half CV square. Still the battery is in connection. V remains constant. Then I will write U is directly proportional to C. As the C value decreases, definitely the energy stored will be also decreases. U dash is lesser than U, since C dash is lesser than C. He will ask like this, what happens to the energy stored, increases or decreases, like that. So if you increase the distance between the two plates without disconnecting the battery, potential remains constant, capacitance decreases, charge decreases, electric field between the two plates decreases, energy stored between the two plates will also decreases. Next, B. If you increase distance between the two plates, after disconnecting the battery, so we are increasing the distance between the two plates after disconnecting the battery. Once the battery is disconnected, which parameter remains constant? The charge remains constant. Q dash is equal to Q. First one. Q dash is equal to Q. The charge remains constant. Second point. What happens to the capacitance? C dash is equal to epsilon naught A by D dash. Since D dash is greater than D, C dash will be lesser than C. Capacitance decreases. What happens to the potential? V dash is equal to Q dash by C dash, which is equal to Q by C dash. Since capacitance decreases, inversely proportional ra. Since capacitance decreases, potential increases. V dash is greater than V. Potential difference between the two plates increases. What happens to the electric field between the plates? V dash by D dash. V dash is greater than V. D dash is greater than D. V dash is greater than V. D dash is greater than D proportionally. So the electric field will remains constant. Potential increases, distance is also increasing. Increasing, cancel. Electric field between the two plates remains constant. What happens to the energy stored? What happens to the energy stored? So here charge remains constant. We have to go with the formula. U is equal to Q square by 2C. Here the charge remains constant. So U is inversely proportional to. U is inversely proportional to capacitance. As the capacitance decreases, energy stored increases. U dash is greater than U. U dash is greater than U. So today, again, you just go through these formulas once. Okay, try to understand. And again, I'm telling, tomorrow you have an exam for 50 marks. Already you know the pattern and you know the syllabus also. So please read carefully and write obediently. Okay, thank you.